Hi, I'm Bob, Helpful Senior Citizen. You can learn more about what I'm going to talk about in this video on my website, helpfulseniorcitizen.com. Got plans for the rest of your life? Do you plan to work yourself to death doing a job you hate? Maybe you plan to work the rest of your life doing something you do like. Are you retired and completely done working because work is nothing but a four-letter word? Whatever the case, have you ever thought about creating a business online? If not a business, maybe you've thought about creating a website for other reasons, even if it's just for fun. If you're at all interested in knowing where and how to get the help you need to get you started in the online world, whether for business or otherwise, you might want to hear what I have to say. Am I going to tell you how easy it is to make a ton of money and try to sell you an expensive program that will overcharge you and underdeliver? No. Am I going to tell you to follow me and all your questions will be answered and all your problems will be solved? No. I'm going to tell you about a company I've dealt with since 2015 that has helped me in more ways than I bargained for, is very reasonably priced, over-delivers, and that is as transparent as anyone or any company I've ever dealt with. I recommend them to anyone. The program I'm talking about is Wealthy Affiliate, commonly known as WA. I will tell you about my experience with them, what you can expect if you decide you're interested in pursuing it. I'm not making a ton of money, and I'll explain why. I'm going to talk about myself, Wealthy Affiliate, how they help me, how they can help you, and how you can join if you think it could be for you. Depending on what you do or don't want to learn from this video, have a look in the description below of this video at the timestamp to watch and listen to what you want and ignore whatever you don't want. I invite you to stick around for the entire presentation. Let's get started. Can you really build an online business after 60? This is my honest journey with Wealthy Affiliate. A little bit about me. I'm 71 years old. I'm a teacher that's my chosen profession. I did not find financial security or even stability until I was in my 60s. That's just the cold, hard truth. I've held a lot of jobs over the years. I've filed bankruptcy. I've been married. I've been divorced. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. I've been clean and sober since 1993. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and eventually fell into teaching adults. I teach English as a second language, and it was love at first sight. I've been doing it ever since 2017. So that's kind of the backstory. And by the way, I am still teaching. I am still working. But I wanted you to know a little bit about me and where I'm coming from. I'm not being paid for anything that I say here. This is my story from the heart. Hopefully it will help you. And if I can help you, I'm here to do just that. What this presentation isn't about. It's not a get-rich-quick pitch. No overpriced programs. No unrealistic promises. This is my recommendation for Wealthy Affiliate, more commonly known as WA. It's very transparent. Everything they do is up front. There's no hidden tricks. It's a very supportive platform from the owners on down. I've been involved with them since 2015, as I said. I haven't stayed the entire time. I've left and come back a few times, and I'll talk about that a little bit more as we get further into this. So, Wealthy Affiliate was founded in 2005 by a couple guys named Kyle Loudon and Carson Lim. They're from Canada. They're both still very active in the company, and they're very accessible to the members. My early journey, I discovered affiliate marketing in 2014. Maybe it was 2013. And somebody I didn't really know sent me a link, which I will provide for you. And I knew right away this was a different this place was different and it was right where I needed to be. So I joined, and even though I've left a few times, I have been a member for over 10 years now. So what is affiliate marketing? Well, what it is in its simplest form is you promote other people's products, other companies, other people, whatever, and products can be services or regular products, and you earn a commission on the sale of those products or services. It's a simple idea, and I like that, but it's not easy. There's a big difference between simple and easy. Simple means it's uncomplicated. Easy means there's little or no effort. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of effort. So I've learned some hard lessons. What my biggest problem was, I told you I'm not making a ton of money. I'll get into a little more of that a little bit later. But I thought that I was going to be making $100,000 a year and live happily ever after. That's why I got into it. That's just the honest truth. But there's a program and a process to the program that is taught step by step. I thought, well, I'm smart enough to figure this out for myself. I'll get a little information and then I'll figure it out as I go. That got me nothing but broke. By the end of the first year, I was completely broke. And it wasn't long after the first year that I left for the first time. So I ignored the core training, not necessarily completely, but I started doing things my own way. I thought I could anyway. And my biggest focus was only on making money. I wasn't there to try to help anybody. I wanted to learn, but I was only there to learn so that I could make money. And I can tell you right now, any kind of an online venture, especially if you're trying to make money, is not going to happen if you're just focusing on making money. You got to be helpful. You got to have a reason for people to spend their money with you. It's that simple, and it's just the way it is. I should also point out that part of the problem for me was I didn't really understand what a target market or a niche was. Now in Canada they call it a niche, but in the United States we call it a niche. Doesn't matter, it's the same thing. So just so you know, if you hear the word niche and niche are interchangeable. But the problem for me was I didn't really understand what my target market was or my niche. That's a backbreaker. If you don't have that, if you don't know that and aren't clear about that, you're going to go nowhere. And if it takes you a while to figure that out, that's what you need to do. And I'll be honest, it took me until 2021. I started in 2015. It took me until 2021 to finally realize what my niche even is. Not only did I not understand my target market and niche, I didn't have a backup plan. I wasn't working, and I figured I was going to make big money within the first year so I would recover. But that is not how it worked out. So I had no backup plan. I don't recommend that you quit your job and go into this, jump in with both feet right off the bat. Now that can be a goal, and eventually it is my goal. So each time I would come back to WA, I came back thinking I had a clearer focus. The first time I came back, I had somewhat stabilized my finances, and I swore I would never do what I just said not to do again. I'll make sure my bills are paid, and I got to do what I got to do to put food on the table and keep a roof over my head first. So in 2019, I was working as a teacher full-time and had very little time, or I should say I didn't spend very much time working on my online business. So I left again. And in 2020, you may remember, we had the COVID lockdown. And it turned out for a full year that I worked at home teaching online. And I loved it, which led me to 2021 when the schools opened back up. and I had to go to the school to teach, and I really missed teaching online. But one day at work in 2021, in fact, it was Halloween Day, I realized, wait a minute, I'm in my niche, my niche. My target market is people who don't speak English, who want to learn to speak English. Beginners, as a fact, in fact. Not only that, my niche is teaching. So I set out that day and created another website, a new website. So that's how I finally realized what my niche is. And since that day, I've been with Wealthy Affiliate for the 4th time, and I've not left, and I don't have any plans to ever leave. So why I didn't make money sooner? Well, I kind of told you already. I didn't follow the system. I kept trying to reinvent the system, reinvent my own, or not reinvent, but invent my own system. I had no niche clarity, and I had unrealistic goals. And I wasn't being truly helpful. Maybe I'm just a slow learner, but that's my story. So that's one of them. In fact, that's the main reason. And the reason I'm not making a ton of money, as I said earlier, it's not that I'm poor. I'm doing pretty well now, but I'm still working for a school district. And it took me a couple years, starting in 2021 until 2023, when I was diagnosed with cancer and was out of work for several months. That's when I started, which was in July of 2023. I'm talking to you now in July of 2025. That's when I really began to really dig in to becoming an online teacher full time and setting my sights on retiring from a school district and making online teaching my full-time gig. And I'm doing that still. And let me tell you, it's a slow process. I've had to start over several times. It's not the fault of Wealthy Affiliate. They've been there all along. They do things right, and there are people who are doing very well because of it. I can only blame myself. I cannot blame anybody else but myself. So, understanding what is a target market and a niche. A target market, mine anyway, is adults learning English. My niche, teaching ESL, which stands for English as a Second Language. And it took me years to figure this out. I don't recommend doing it that way. This is something you need to do right away. First things first. You need to learn to walk before you learn to run. And I've been one of those people who's always trying to run before I learn to walk. So don't do that. Here's the crux of what it takes to succeed online. And again, I've seen this from day one, but it's only been in the last few months that I truly understand even what these 4 letters mean. I mean, I know what all these words mean, but I didn't understand them in the context of working online. That's just my story. Again, don't do it my way. Do it this way. Do it the right way. So this is what it takes. Think about when you shop online, anything you do, any website you visit, whatever. If you're dealing with somebody who has no experience in what it is they're talking about, how can you really trust them? Trust is really the big thing. Expertise. Well, I've got a lot of experience as a teacher. I've been teaching since 2006. My expertise, I have a master's degree in education. So I have the expertise and I'm a good teacher. Teaching online, as I said, creating a business out of it, that's another story. And I've failed in other businesses before I even found WA. So, don't necessarily do things the way I do things, but I do think you can understand where I'm coming from. Authoritativeness. If you're not really an authority on what it is you're talking about, you have no business talking about it. Well, you can talk about it, but you're not going to make any money at it if you're not an authority. And the bottom line is trustworthiness. These four things, if you don't have these four things in order, you're going to go nowhere. I can promise you. But WA helped me and is helping me build on this foundation. That's what they're all about. So you need to understand that. So sales versus marketing. This is affiliate marketing, not affiliate sales. And the difference, sales is about pushing a product, trying to convince people to buy something, whether they want it or need it or not. I don't like that. I've been in sales and I don't like it. And I certainly don't like it when somebody tries to sell me something, especially if I don't need it or don't want it, and particularly if they don't have the EEAT. I want to feel good about who I'm giving my money to. The truth is, people like to buy. They don't like to be sold. So this is not a course about how to sell. This is a marketing, learning how to do marketing. And marketing is basically presenting to people what they're already looking for and making it easy for them to buy. There's a big difference. Yes, you're both going to end up making a sale in the end, but marketing, like I said, is identifying a problem and providing a solution. It's that simple. Then you don't have to sell it. It sells itself. You just have to make it available as easy as possible and as affordable as possible. WA teaches you how to market with integrity. Now, I don't want to say that I've not had integrity. I will say that I've had a thick head and didn't understand the simplest of concepts because I thought I was too smart and I thought I knew more than I do. That's not a good combination. You got to be humble if you're going to do well in this business. Also, I have a second niche, helping seniors. I'm a senior. I officially became a senior in 2019. And helping senior, my niche here, well, my target market is you, seniors, assuming you're a senior or going to be one soon. And if you're not going to be one soon, you'll be one someday if you live long enough. So helping seniors live with purpose and based on my real life experiences. So I use Wealthy Affiliate as something that I always recommend, but I recommend a whole lot of other things as well about staying healthy and living a healthy life. That's what my Helpful Senior Citizen website and this niche is all about. So it's not just about making money. If you're doing what you love and you are helping people solve a problem, the money's going to come. If you're not doing those things, you're going to struggle. And I have struggled. So I'm not just making it up because that's what it sounds good. I can tell you firsthand, that's how it is. So why do I recommend WA? There is no upselling. They have a couple of different pricing schedules, but I can tell you that the premium level or membership it costs the same today as it did when I started 10 years ago. But there's no fluff, just real training. Everything is laid out for you the right way. And it's not, just do it our way and this is the only way. They'll tell you they're not the only way. But it's real training, what's worked for them and lots of other people. And you can either follow their plan, or if you know something better, go there. And I've learned that the hard way. And I can't stress that enough. You can start with their 7-day free look, which gives you not complete access to the program, but a lot of it, enough of it to where you get the idea. And you don't even need a credit card or a debit card to sign up. You need an email address and a username, and you're in for 7 days. It gives you a chance to look around, get familiar with the program, the website, ask your questions, see how there's 8. The first 8 lessons are part of the free trial. And at the end of the 7 days, you've either upgraded or not. And if you haven't, okay. If you have, you'll be glad you did. It took me, I thought about it right away, but I said, well, I'm going to at least see what the free trial is. So on day 6 of 7, I upgraded. And it's most of all a community of helpful people from all around the world. I don't know what the exact number is, but there's been millions of people who have joined the program over the years, and I'm sure it's well into the hundreds of thousands of people who are active there now. And as I said, from the owners on down, everybody's there to help. It's a pay it forward community. So that's the main reasons why I recommend Wealthy Affiliate. So let me give you an analogy. I'm a baseball fan. Maybe you are too, but it doesn't matter if it's baseball. It can be just about anything. Good coaches teach fundamentals, and Wealthy Affiliate dwells on fundamentals. Even for the people who have been around a long time, a good coach, even guys playing Major League Baseball, they still practice the fundamentals. You can never stop doing that. So if these people were a baseball coach, they would be Hall of Fame caliber, and I honestly believe that. Now, the best coach in the world does not guarantee that the player is going to be a major league ball player. It just doesn't happen that way. It says nothing about their coaching. In fact, some of the best players were not good coaches, and some of the best coaches were not good players. But as far as I can see, and I just think that WA is both. They're both good coaches because they really care about people, and they've been very successful for a very long time. And you can see that, and they'll talk about the things they've done wrong. They're not trying to be infallible. But the bottom line is the player has to practice and has to do what they're taught, at least to the best of their ability. And you have to continue to keep learning. So the best example I can give you, if they're teaching me how to hit the ball, if I'm focusing on hitting home runs, but I still haven't learned to hit the ball, I'm not going to hit any home runs. And even if I am hitting the ball, maybe I need to move my hands a little bit. Little things like that. A good coach can spot things like that. But if you don't practice it and don't take to heart what it is you're being taught, you're wasting the coach's time and your own time. They give you the playbook, but you have to be the one to play. It's that simple. And I had the playbook right from the start, but I've already told you my story. Don't do it the way I did it. They have a great program. Follow it to the letter. Practice it to the letter. Go back, review, rewatch, ask questions. Don't pretend you know something that you really don't. I did all of those things. Don't do it. Just don't do it. So who is WA for? Beginners, particularly beginners. No tech experience is needed, and they're supportive at every stage. Now, as I said, it's not only beginners. That's not the blind leading the blind. There are very experienced people, including the owners, who do a lot of the training, but there are other people who have done very well who are also trainers. But all of us are there to help. And if we can answer questions, we do. If we can't, well, somebody else will. They're just very supportive every step of the way. So what will you learn? Well, you'll learn how to build a niche website. In fact, as a starter member, you get a practice website. You don't own it, but you can work with it, and you can use it for as long as you don't. In fact, after the 7-day free trial, you can still remain as a starter member for free, but you don't get nearly the benefit for the program for free. If you're really serious, you're going to need to pay. But you do have a practice website to start with. And when you upgrade to premium or premium plus. For premium, you get a free website that you do own. It's property. You own it. You can name it whatever you want. You can do whatever you want with it. I recommend that you do it the way they show you, but you own it. You can do it however you want it. If you go Premium Plus, you get up to 10 websites. You don't get them all free, but you can get up to 10. I think you get 2 for free to get you started. They teach you about affiliate marketing step by step. Not just affiliate marketing. There's lots of other ways to make money online. Like for me, teaching English as a second language. Now there are affiliate products that I can promote on my website, but that's not the main part of my business. What I'm doing right now, talking to you, is I'm promoting Wealthy Affiliate. So if you do sign up using my affiliate link, yes, I will be paid a commission. And I feel very good about that. I will be your personal assistant, your personal guide, not necessarily assistant, but your personal guide if you do decide to sign up. They're going to teach you branding, which is something I've been very slow to catch on to. I'm still in the process of branding myself. SEO, which is search engine optimization. There's a new acronym that I've only recently learned about called AEO. Answers Engine Optimization. They teach you how to write. I can teach writing, and that's been kind of a downfall for me because I thought I knew so much about writing that I didn't need to learn the way they do it. So again, you need to humble yourself, but they teach you a lot more. There's weekly and daily training, more than you can shake a stick at. There's so much training, it's dizzying. So that's why it's good to follow step by step, because it's too easy. You can get lost very easily, and I have. And then you get frustrated, and you end up leaving, and you think, this thing doesn't work. Well, that's just not the case. There's everything you could possibly want or need available to you in that program. Stick with it. What you should not do, you should not rush. You're probably not going to make a lot of money, at least right in the beginning. So don't be in it just for the money. You gotta put in the time. You can work at your own pace. There's nobody says you have to work X amount of time per day or per week or per month, but you don't rush it. You just don't. And I tried to rush it, and I've seen a lot of people try to rush it. There's no place there that's going to tell you do this for this long, you're going to make this much money. That doesn't work that way. Again, the coach is going to coach you until you can do what he's trying to coach you. You got to do your part. And if you don't do things right, or if you do things wrong, it's not going to happen. Don't skip steps. You do everything that you're supposed to do. There's a reason that you have to do everything you need to do. So do it. Don't compare yourself to others. Everybody's different. Some people excel at things that other people don't excel at. People understand things differently than others. That's why you got to ask a lot of questions. You got to try things for yourself and make it your own. And sometimes that's very difficult. So don't compare yourself because somebody else is doing better than you, and don't boast because you're doing better than somebody else. Just do the best you can at all times. Don't expect instant results because it's probably not going to happen. I'm not going to say it can't happen because there are people who hit the ground running and never look back. Just like there are people who win the lotto. Don't bank on it. Because the reality is you probably are going to struggle, at least in the beginning. I know there are people who are doing very well after 6 months to a year, and there's people like me after 10 years who are still struggling because of our mistakes, a lot of the mistakes that I couldn't even admit I was making. So there you have it. What you receive, you get a 7-day free look. No card, no questions asked. If you want to try it, you can try it completely for free. No commitment, no contract. Just sign up with your email address and an account, a username, excuse me. I knew I'd find it. And the premium is $49 a month or $497 a year. The Premium Plus is $99 a month or $697 a year. And like I said, the $49 a month plan has been the same for 10 years. Tell me one other thing that's the same price as it was 10 years ago. I can't think of anything. And you have a full platform access and the domains, which are websites that you own. It's got everything and more that you can possibly want. You won't feel shorted. You might get a little confused because there is so much, but you won't get shorted. It definitely over-delivers. So how to join? Well, this is my affiliate link. You can click on it in the description below. Choose a username, and you need a valid email because they're gonna verify that. And you start your free trial immediately. You don't have to wait. You can start in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever, however long it takes to sign up. And you got 7 days, and you see a little timer clicking down for 7 days. And they sometimes have offers to join sooner than that, but it's not going to be any more than what I just told you. Maybe it'll be less, but I wouldn't count on that. There are no contracts. You can cancel anytime. You can return anytime. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. So here's some final thoughts. And you can ask questions in the comments below the video. I hope you like this video. I hope you will subscribe to this website. And I hope you will follow me, because I'm here to help. As I told you, I don't have all the answers. I can't really promise that all your questions will be answered by me, but I do know who to ask and who to direct you to, and I will help you with that. I'm here to help you succeed. I'd like to succeed together. Join WA today. I'll be your personal guide. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I hope to see you on the other side as a member of WA. Have a good day.